say there, how are you? And she's got the phone out right from the beginning. We say, don't take the phone out, and she's got to take it out. She still has it out. This is young people. I need some content. I need content for my page. So all these fucking people I don't know still like me. I need to get some content. What is it? What is it about your page that makes you special? What are you saying to the world with your brand? You know what's fucking hilarious? By the way, I'm just going to walk around doing this podcast. At some point, I will get tired because I am old, and I will sit down. And it'll be a sad moment that will remind all of you of your fucking mortality. You ever do that? You ever go see a band from your fucking age? You know? And you're like, it's going to be great. I'm going to go see the fucking Scorpions. Right? The guy comes out and he looks like Richard Simmons now. And you're like, hey, I thought Richard Simmons stopped fucking helping out fat old people. I love that Richard Simmons retired or got held captive by some people who got control of his money. Whatever you want to believe happened to him. But all I know is he's done with sweaty fat people on cruises. You know? We're in West Hollywood right now. Can you think of a sadder third chapter to your gay life than to be on a fucking cruise ship with a bunch of fat, straight old people trying to get them to sweat to the oldies? What fucking respectful gay man dances around to Bill Haley in the comments? It doesn't happen. How can you roofie a curious teen with a 1, 2, 3 o'clock? That's not what you do. It's got to be that, right? It eases you into the sexual assault. Are you saying all gay men sexually assault people? No. But some of them do. And that is true progressive thought. Realizing that there's creeps with dicks in all gender fucking whatever you're supposed to say. Whatever the fuck you're supposed to say. You know what's funny right now is watching the hardcore left walking away from their hardcoreness, you know? After they fucking took out so many innocent people, now they're doing their new thing is like, nobody got canceled. What are you talking about? Oh, God, another old person saying we can't even say this. It's like, no, you did do that. You did do that, you fucking cunts, right? That is what happened. That is what happened, right? It all happened. We all rollerbladed. We all told people they had to get vaccinated. And liberal left people flipped out if you didn't say they. And they tried to fucking end you. That's what they did. That is what they did. Now they're like, what are you talking about? Like your parents, right? When you go home for Christmas. And you're like, you know, every day you called me a dumb cunt, and it really affected my self-esteem. And they're always like, what? I never said that. You're crazy. Jesus Christ, just have some casserole. It's gonna be weird. It's gotta be weird when your parents die, right? And you don't even cry. You know? And you just feel more like it was like an old roommate that you lost touch with. It is like an old roommate. Who has an old roommate that ever taught him how to ride a bike? They didn't. If you have bad parents, they didn't do that either. So when they die, it's just sort of weird. Like, oh yeah, whatever happened to that guy? We're here at the Troubadour. How about a round of applause for this legendary venue? Elton John took a shit in that actual toilet up there. That's how he came up with that album title, whatever it was called. Brown Derby and the fucking choo-choo train going up your buttocks. What did he call it? I saw him when I was in Vegas. It was fucking amazing. The guy came out, had no opener, played like 3 hours of nothing but number one hits, right? But at the end of every song, what he does, because he's so fucking old now, and he can't do anything, he just, you know, the piano, whatever that fucking doorway is, that trap door on top of the piano. I'm not an audiophile. I don't know what the fuck it's for. what he would do at the end of the song, he'd fucking, and it's Saturday night, and he'd fucking end, and he would just slam it down, and then he'd fucking stare, he'd mean mug the crowd, and everybody like, yeah, fucking Elton John, man. And I was like, why does he keep doing that? And then I saw him walking, and I was like, oh, that's why. That's why. No, actually what happened was I went into John Varvatos, because that's what, any old dad, that's where you shop, of a certain age, that sort of has a paunch, but doesn't think they're that fat, right? You go and you buy a cool shirt. They had a picture in there of him in the 70s, and he was literally slamming down his hands on the piano, and his feet were all the way behind his head, and he was wearing like 4-inch like wooden clogs before slamming down on his fucking hips. And I was like, oh, that's what happened. He did that for 3 decades on coke. And that's why he now walks like he used to be a fullback on the Steelers. Dude, he just fucking walked across. It was just like, you know what? I believe that this is the farewell tour. I don't see this guy coming back. And I'll say that's a compliment to him, all right? When you play piano and at the end of all of it, you walk like Earl Campbell, I knew that wasn't going to land as hard as I wanted to, right? Who was Earl Campbell? He was 2.5 Bo Jacksons, like welded together. Anyway, so I wore my jean jacket here because this is what you do when you're a man of a certain age and you're going out to a rock venue. I'm going to wear my jean jacket so people know that I'm still rocking, I'm going to stop short of putting my favorite band things on it because then it becomes sad. It becomes really like a sad thing. Speaking of sad, this is like one of these fucking benches that's perfect for a homeless guy to lay down on. You know what I mean? And you get mad when you show up like, God damn it, I wanted to sit down. And they're always sitting there. Like, you ever just have like a shit fucking week and you hate your life and you don't love the person that you're with anymore, but too many holidays are coming up and you can't break up with them? Or maybe they have like a birthday and you just got to go through the motions again as you're staring at that blank part of the card, trying to write down emotions you don't feel anymore. And all you want to do is lay down, right? All you want to do is fucking lay down. And then you come up and you just see that fucking homeless guy just laying there like the middle of the day on like a Tuesday. And you pull up in your Acura with the special sports package, all the trappings of a fucking cubicle, right? And you just look over at him going like, fuck, I'd love to do that right now. That's when your life sucks, when a homeless guy on a Tuesday afternoon can make it look good. Like, what if I just tapped out of society? I'm sure I could find an off-ramp that there's not another homeless guy at. That seems to be where you make your money, the off-ramps. The longest red light in LA, the off-ramp or the 101. As someone just sits there, he's looking at you, a dog's looking at you. Occasionally there's a baby, and you're like, all I got's a 20. It's like, I care like $5. I don't care $20. This could get me 1.5 gallons of gas. Thank you, Joe Biden. I love how people still blame ties for gas prices and not the fact that we print $1 trillion with nothing behind it every August. This is liberals. This is fucking Donald Trump. Oh, is that what it is? I thought it was 10 cunts in the Federal Reserve with suits, right? Did somebody explain to me why the president just doesn't send the army over there with guns and walk in and be like, yeah, this is over. This is over. We don't owe you any money. You guys can all go fuck yourselves. And it's our currency again. And we say it's worth something. All right? You guys left me on that. What are you all, economists? Well, that's actually not how it works. What you gotta have is you need a valuable metal. But what gives gold value? Excellent question. Let's go to the fucking blackboard. That's when you know you're in deep shit. When you got to take that required economic class and the fucking guy's all excited about it. He literally sounds like he's speaking a different language. You're just like, there's no way I'm going to pass this class, right? I have a better chance of banging the hottest chick in this class than I do of getting any sort of respectable fucking grade. Sorry, I am in a mood. My shoulder's fucked up again. Went right back to square, you know, it happens. You know, I was fucking rubbing one out. I got into it. I used the lotion, my hand flew off my dick, and it just felt like lightning. You know what I mean? My balls are blue, my fucking shoulder hurts. This is what it is. They don't make an icy hot for that, do they? Icy hot. Is that the dumbest fucking thing ever? There's so much shit out there. All it does is just numb it, and then it wears away. Those guys are drug dealers. I need another icy hot. I can feel the pain in my back again. Have you ever thought about maybe getting a massage, you dumb fuck? You guys don't like massages, huh? Is it too gay for you? I hate when somebody asks me, you know, like my masseuse unfortunately passed away, the great Diana Linden. So I've been looking for a new one, right? So I'm calling up my agent because they represent all these fancy fucking people. So I'm like, all right, fancy people like massages. Who do you got? And the guy sends me the email back. He goes, well, we got some people. Do you prefer a man or a woman, right? And it's like, Jesus Christ. What the fuck do you think? Of course a woman. No, get me some hairy, bald guy with fucking hair coming out of his ears. Of course I want a woman, right? Exactly. You want a woman to touch you, and then, you know, you can think in your head, maybe she likes me, you know? Maybe there's something else at the end of it. It never happens, right? But it's the hope. I like to have hope during a massage, not horror, right? Not the Travolta ending, you know? I want the, not to say there's anything wrong. You know what's funny? I was coming down here the other day, and there was, you know, some, you know, gay bar down there, total sausage fest, right? And they had them like fucking boxed in. There was nobody on the sidewalk, and there was like 80 gay guys all just standing like this inside this fucking thing. It's like, evidently, that's the place to be. Yeah, I was riding with my wife. I go, look, old Cockenpfeffers is fucking jammed tonight. If I ran a gay bar, that's what it would be called. Cockenpfeffers. I'm a Bugs Bunny fan. I don't know what. Hello around the world. Huh? No, the camera's not you, you self-involved Hollywood people with your hot tubs up there banging babies and drinking the blood so you can stay younger. That's what the rest of the world thinks. They're all like, that's what they're doing. You know what else I heard? What's going on in mainland China? Risking your freedom to watch this ignorance. How are you? No, I get people from mainland China. How's it going? With dreams of hopping the fence and going to Hong Kong, right? Do they have the Beijing Wall or something like that over there? I don't know. I grew up in American public schools. They didn't teach me that stuff. They only taught me about the powdered wigs people. And that's why I think black people are prone to violence and never assimilated. I love when white people say that. Oh, they're prone to fucking violence. Have you ever fucking on your own? Just read about 1865 to about 1892, the accomplishments of black people, and then it'll kind of flip the whole fucking thing around. Ooh, it got serious. It got serious in here. All right, how do I get out of that? All right, let's talk about... I hate when people interview you and they go, you know, you get away with a lot. You get away. No, I don't. I don't get away with anything because you're presuming that what I'm saying is meant in a malicious way. It's not true. Jesus, how fucking old do they think I am that I have like... I have my jean jacket on and a t-shirt. Oh my God. Preachers always have these, you know? That's because they know coming through that door is the IRS in any minute. They're just like, and Jesus wants you to have that F-250 that you don't even need. He wants you to have it. He wants you to pay me all in cash so I don't have to claim most of it. Anyways, I don't know why. I've been thinking about this lately. Is there anything funnier than watching somebody kick a little dog and watch it just go flying across the fucking room? I don't mean like an innocent little dog that was just laying there sunning itself like a homeless man on a bench. I don't mean that. I mean like an asshole that doesn't realize how little it is. I had a dog like that. We used to always have West Highland Terriers when I was a kid. And we had one that fucking bit everybody, even us. You know, because we used to tease the shit out of it. We used to just fuck. We used to play the glove game and fucking, yeah, face wash it. I know. Hey, it was the 80s. This is what you did. You got a pet to take out your frustration from the lack of love you were receiving from everyone around you. That's what happened. Maybe if we were loved more, we would have pet the dog. Rather than coming at him with a wiffle ball bat, giving him a fucking jab like he was on some sign of terrier death march, right? So this thing, you know, whenever a stranger came into the house, without question, I just went up and bit him. Because it was like, well, if these people who are supposed to be loving me and are taking care of me are acting like it's the NHL playoffs and giving me a face wash every day, what the fuck is this complete stranger gonna do? So the fucking dog would just, you know, we had to lock it up, this little terrier. And one time, my buddy showed up. We were going to some Bruins game or something. He came in. I remember he had the fucking short Larry Bird shorts with the fucking socks up to here and like white Reeboks. And he just came walking in, and my dog just came walking. And my buddy, laziest dude ever too. Big beer belly like he was in his 50s. Never even broke stride. He's like, hey, Birdman, what's up? And he just punt the thing. And the dog literally like frisbeed across the kitchen and landed and had to like regroup, you know, and it was still barking like, but it wasn't charging anymore. It was great. It was like seeing the day the hot chick realizes she's not hot anymore, and now she has to fucking do the work of developing a personality. Like, oh, how do you do that, right? And most of them don't. They don't develop a personality. They get Botox and they go right to a steakhouse. They try to find some old guy in his 80s with a pocket square and a blue blazer. And they're like, I'll fuck that for the last 8 months of his life. I'll work my way into the will, right? I don't want to work. If I wanted to work, I'd have all original parts, right? Rather than these aftermarket titties, you know? And this Brazilian butt lift. At some point, I am going to fucking talk about... I'm going to talk about Universal. Let me talk about Universal, okay? For those of you around the world, out here in LA, there's 2 theme parks, okay? You have Disneyland, right? Which is the one you want to go to. All right? They know, I'm going to sit down for this so you guys know that this is coming from the heart, okay? Plus, also, I have to wipe my brow because I just took... Jesus wants you to go to Disneyland. The devil is in Universal. My manager's here right now. Don't trash Universal. Still trying to sell the movie. Well, Till's still trying to sell that movie. This is actually a terrible couch. It's very slick and it's shallow. It's actually depressing, you know? Like you're slowly getting older, going into the fucking ground. Or maybe it's my posture. So anyway, Universal, it's like they're making shit on the lot, and then up top, the people that go to their movies, they have all of these fucking rides that you go on. So every once in a while, a new ride opens up, and if you have kids, your kids want to go on it. So the new Mario World ride opened up, and we went there, and my wife, I don't know what she did. Like, she always buys the VIP shit. She goes, don't worry. She goes, we have the VIP, you know, we can just fucking go in. But our VIP shit didn't count on the new ride. They're like, yeah, that doesn't count. We're like, what are we talking about? We paid an extra $100 per ticket. They're like, yeah, that's for the other rides. You know? Do you remember Joe Dirt? You remember that? The Joe Dirt ride. You can get on that. Shout out to David Spade. The Joe Dirt ride. It's a fucking 69 Super B that does a loop-de-loop. You can say, I don't want to fucking go on that. Well, you wouldn't have to stand in line. There's no one in that line, you asshole. It's a fucking movie from 30 goddamn years ago. We have the Tango and Cash fucking water ride. It's good for that, but any of this new shit. So we go into like Mario World, and the first thing we got there early, and we stand in line for this fucking ride. Dude, it was 2 hours and 40 minutes to get on the fucking ride. Dude, every time you thought you'd gone up the last flight of stairs and gone into the last room, and there was no refreshments, no nothing. So people are getting dehydrated, and then they keep bringing you outside of the structure. And this is one of those fights you don't want to have with your wife in that line, because you can't walk away, right? You're just standing there. You don't want to start anything. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, why the fuck didn't you get the fucking goddamn shit? You know? You always know where the best shit is. How did you fuck this up, right? I was like the dad in Poltergeist, you know? You moved the gravestones, but you didn't move the bodies. Why? That's what I wanted to do. You got VIP tickets, but it didn't count on this shit, right? So 2 hours and 40 fucking minutes standing in line. It was so bad in the beginning, I felt for everyone around me, going like, how can you do this to these hardworking Americans? This is fucking terrible to run a business like this. People come here, they're with their kids, people are crying. Dude, is this like a recycled couch? Was this made out of like plastic bottles or something? By some hipsters in Silver Lake? It's made out of tents from tent cities, and then we got them new shit. Yeah, so standing in line going like, how the fuck can you fucking do this to people? This is what, within an hour of that, I just hated everybody. And I was like, you know what? These fucking people deserve it. Look at it. Bunch of fat fucks standing here. Fucking cunts in front of me. They cut us. They did this thing where they sort of like saw how long the line was, and they say it was like going all the way that way. They sort of got to like, it was like, only like 5 or 10 groups of people, and they kind of went like, oh, is that the line? Is that like the line? And then they were just fucking in it. And like, that was like an hour of my life. Going, why didn't I say anything? I didn't say anything because they all outweighed me by at least 120 pounds. Yeah, morbidly obese in their 20s, prime of their life. Should be running down the beach like they're in Baywatch, carrying that little thing, whatever that thing was for. Like, what was that thing for? That little football? I'm in the ocean. That's what I'm going to hang on to. You're going to put it in your teeth and fucking swim back with your big fucking heavy fake 90s titties? Like, we're not going to go down to the ground? You might as well put cement shoes here, right? So we finally get into like this room. They're like, okay, everybody, we're getting ready to fucking do it. And they bring us like a whole group of us. They're like, come on, everybody. I see space. I see space. Keep walking in. All right. And we're like in that trash compactor thing from the movie you guys like, right? The fucking Star Wars. Right? Yeah, buddy. Fucking Star Wars, man. Fucking live long with Chewbacca and your Buck Roger beady shit, right? So there will be one person that comes up, oh, that's Star Trek. They do that in Star Trek, all right? Star Trek is may the force be with you, right? Is that how they do it? No, wait, that's Hitler. It's hard. It's hard to keep them all, keep track of all of them. That's an expression in my house when, like, you're not dealing with the issue. When you're not actually dealing with the issue at hand and you're trying to argue something else, there's an expression in my house. So, you know what you're doing right now? You're defending Hitler's mustache. What, Charlie Chaplin had it? W.C. Fields? Just ignoring these 6 million Jews that were killed. But let's make this about the mustache. It was in style. Reginald Van Gleason had a longer version of it. So anyway, we get into the fucking trash compactor room, and then we're standing, and the door closes behind us, and there's no fucking ride. So now it's like claustrophobic. We're in there with all of these people, right? I can't believe like cargo pants are coming back again, right? Is that really going to be a thing? It is. Okay. I survived them in the 90s. You're never going to use all those pockets. I'm just letting you know, there's never going to be a reason. Even with your vape pens and your fucking weed, there's going to be no reason to have all of those pockets, all right? You're not going on safari, right? Commandeering some indigenous people to lead you through the jungle, right? Now that you need their help, you see them as human beings. Afterwards, you'll leave and you're content to have them make your sneakers for the rest of your lives. Oh, the Gronies showed up today. I care. You know what it is about me? I just feel feelings. I feel them. You know, when someone else is in pain, I feel their pain. But I continue to buy those sneakers. But I do feel bad. I feel bad about what is going on. So we get in this fucking room, and then this poor woman, right? She's got like the drive-through. The drive-through microphone. She's like, all right, everybody's in. Okay. And we've been waiting for 2 hours and 40 minutes, and she has the fucking balls to go, all right, you guys ready to ride the Super Mario ride? And the parents are like, yeah! Yes, we are! That was the entire purpose of this exercise. And you know the deal. When somebody says, are you ready? No matter how much you say you're ready, it's never enough, right? So we're standing there. She's like, oh, come on. This is the Super Mario ride. You could do better. Are you ready to ride the Super Mario ride? And everybody's like, with the last bit of fucking hydration we have in our body, we're like, yeah! Yes, we are! Tell me where the dick is and I will suck it. Please. Let this part of my life end. Right? And then guess what happens? Nothing. Nothing, because the ride has not arrived on the other side. So now she has to filibuster, and she's not good at it. Going like, this ride took over 75 fucking hours to whatever the fuck she was saying. And then it ends, and she starts again. All right, I hear it. I hear it. And she's like, are you guys ready? I remember there was this giant guy with this head that weighed as much as my body. And I could see him standing over everybody. And I just saw the side of his face in the complete lack of synapses firing. And he's like squinting. And she was going like, are you fucking ready? Are you ready to get on the fucking Mario ride? And he was just like, he just opened his mouth and exhaled. Was like, ah! Right? And then she did it, and she had the balls, the fucking cojones to do it again. She goes, come on, I said, are you fucking ready? And finally, this one dad, who the only person with self-esteem less, just went like, yeah, we've been waiting for 2.5 fucking hours, right? He didn't say fuck. And she had the balls to be like, what? And he goes, we've been waiting for 2.5 hours. And I hated myself that I didn't say, yeah. Exactly. What do you think we're doing here? This is a horrible experience. Not worth the wait. We realized that an hour and 10 minutes in, but there was no way to get out. We were just surrounded, and there was metal on both sides. It was like the Ron Burgundy. I'm trapped in a glass house of emotion. So finally we get in there. We go into another fucking room. They close the door, and this fucking guy's talking. At this point, I don't even remember what happened. Then we went to the final last thing. It's like, okay, this is what you got. You got to put the thing on, and then put the glasses on, and then you got to fucking, this is shooting and all of this stuff. And then we got on, and it was like fucking 3.5 minutes. And that's it. And the whole fucking thing was over, and we in there. I couldn't tell what I was shooting at and all this type, but I'm not a video game guy, right? You know what I mean? I drank beers. right? I fucking hung out with the fellas. I could throw a ball, all right? I lived my childhood outside in reality. I didn't stay inside, friendless, jerking off, pretending I was a Navy SEAL, playing Siphon Filter. Well, actually, I played that game. I was a video game guy for a minute. I had one, and then like I just, it took over my life. But fortunately, I'm not good at with electronics. So one day I came home after spending the entire last week playing Grand Theft Auto or some shit. I had a PlayStation 2. I just went behind it and I just fucking unplugged everything and I wound all the wires together and I just threw it in the back of the closet. I don't think I played a video game in my home ever since. I'm getting off track here. So the ride ends and we all get out. And you're just sitting there going Jesus Christ. Did my kid think it was worth... Oh, I forgot that. We went with another dad and his kid. And his kid, an hour and 50 minutes in, was just hanging over the fucking banister thing. And he's going, this is the most boring thing ever. It was like bombing in stand-up for 2 hours and 40 straight fucking minutes. I remember at one point I was sitting up on the thing because I finally had to sit down, and I was up on the top thing, and I was sitting there, and I saw somebody walking down dressed as Super Mario, and I'm like, I know this bitch is going to tell me to get off this fucking thing, and I am not moving. And she just came by and said, excuse me, sir, could you not sit on the chair? Could you not bring relief to your lower back after this ungodly wait for 3.5 minutes of a semi-good time? This is why I love my wife. She was sitting on the lower one, and I was sitting there, and the dad we were with was looking at us, waiting to acknowledge the authority, and neither one of us did. And she just kept walking. Could you not sit on that? Could you just stop? Just stop. And she never did anything, and we never fucking moved. I just looked at the guys like, I'm not fucking moving. Like, what are you gonna do? Throw me out and end this? So, but here's the best part, though. We ended up getting out of there, right? By the way, I wanted to get a coffee, so I wanted a cappuccino, and they have fucking 19 Starbucks in there, and I don't drink that fucking shit. It's absolute shit. They don't give a fuck about you. You know where those beans come from? Mainland China. I know what you guys are up to. You're trying to take us out. You know that we love coffee, huh? We over there fucking with your dumplings? I don't think we are. No, I don't know where they get them. But their coffee fucking sucks. So they go, oh, you go, I go, is there anything other than a Starbucks? And they're like, we have a French bistro. And I actually believed that there was a French bistro at the fucking Universal fucking backdraft ride amusement and fun center, right? So I was like, oh my God, right? And I go there and it's like, Le Cafe, I was like, oh my God, I am like so sunburned. And like, I'm actually believing, like, it's like an oasis. Like, oh my God. Higher culture, let me get some cappuccino. And I was like, yeah, can I get a cappuccino, please? Je voudrais un crème café, s'il vous plaît. And she goes, yeah. And she grabs this giant fucking cup. It's like this big. And I'm like, oh no. This is gonna, what is that? What is that, a big gulp cappuccino? It's supposed to be this big, and you do the pretty little tree thing, right? And then I sit down and act like I'm working on a script. That's a cappuccino. You don't pull out the fucking Marvel movie fucking Mountain Dew cup. And I see the lady making it. She's just not even looking. Steaming up the milk. I took 2 sips of it. I was like, they were nice. They were nice enough. But like the fucking, I just remember I talked to them and they thought I was a good person. And now I'm shitting on them. It was terrible. And I fucking threw it out. And I just like, I'm trying to work on not cursing in front of my kids. And we sat down to eat a Krusty Burger at the Simpsons part of the park. And I finally, like, my wife's going like, so do you want to go down and go on the Jurassic Jurassic fucking Velociraptor fucking ride. And I couldn't hold it anymore. I go, I'm fucking wiped. I can't. I just don't want to do this anymore. Like, you know, if this is like the end of the relationship, I'm actually, I don't know if I have it in me to like save it. And if you just want to meet some other guy here with mouse ears that has a little better attitude about this types of things, like, I'm sure we can work on a financial settlement, but I am fucking out of here. Like, I literally can't fucking do this anymore. Oh, it's great when you leave. When you leave, they're like, fuck you. Like, you got to go all the way out this way, and where all the fatties come in, they got this wide berth, and you just got to walk all the way. You're seeing the shrubbery. It's so bad because you can see, like, civilization. Like, oh, my God, look at those houses that have air conditioning and stuff. You're fucking just walking out. But the best part was we got home, and like my daughter fell asleep and everything, and she came in and her Nana was there. And she was like, how was it? And she was just like, it was unbelievable. And she totally flipped out and everything. I was like, all right, thank God. So it was worth it. So in a way, that was an endorsement. In a way, that wasn't a door. I got to make sure I don't go over.
You want to go to the chat?
You know? No. I'm not going to the chat. I got other shit I want to fucking talk about, you know? But we got to make sure we get it all in before people in Thailand get their feet beaten. You have the nerve to enjoy your day? You are only allowed... You know what's funny? There's probably someone in Thailand right now laughing their ass off. And I want to say thank you for fucking watching. I went to a benefit last night with two of our friends, amazingly talented musicians, performed at, right? And it was the American Heart Association. And they were raising awareness. And you know what it was called? It was called the Heart and Stroke Ball. That's what they called it. And somehow nobody saw it. And they're up there performing, and there's a fucking sign right to the right that says Heart and Stroke Ball. And I'm like 2 years old, so I'm sitting there, stroke ball. And I took a gummy. So, and there's this woman up there. She's talking about this horrible journey of like her kid was born with half a heart, happy ending. Like the kid, like, survived because the American Heart Association, so it was an American thing, but it just kept going. Every time you thought she had the last operation, there was another operation, and it just kept getting sadder and sadder. Like what was that fucking movie with the big chick there? You know? Precious. Right? It just kept, you know, when it just gets so fucking sad, you just are staring at the table like, oh my God, this is so fucking sad. I can't believe I bitch about standing in line for the Mario ride. I'm such a piece of shit. And the gummy was kicking in, and as sad as it was and as much empathy that I had, I kept looking up and it said Heart and Stroke Ball, and then I would start laughing. And I was just like, and my wife looked at me and she's going, don't you fucking dare. And you know that deal when somebody tells you not to laugh, then it just becomes like, like, it was one of the saddest stories I ever heard in my life. And it was like, she was like 18 minutes into this sad story, and then she goes, and that wasn't even the bad part. And I almost spit take. Well, I was just like, I was waiting. And then a tree landed on her house. Yeah. That's why I don't believe in God. That he would do that to somebody. They just wanted to have a kid. Why would you do that to somebody? They're like, God loves you. It's like, does he? What, because he didn't do that to me? But why did he do that to that person? They're probably a better person than I am. Well, you know, God works in mysterious... Don't give me that fucking bullshit! No, you don't have an answer. Well, you know what it is. God sometimes has somebody born with half a heart so their parents can go... They're supposed to experience joy. of having a kid, and then they have that fucking thing happen to them, and then they're trying to tell the story, right? And you want to be empathetic for them, and then some fucking asshole writes heart and stroke ball and fucking leaves it right next to him. And God also made that person. He made all those people that sat in that room and looked at that fucking sign and went like, yeah, that looks good. Let's have that up there. Trolling her the entire fucking time. It was unbelievable. One of the, like, the fact that the strength that it took that woman and that kid to go through all of that shit, and they didn't deserve that sign. That wasn't God, that was the devil. The devil made the person type all of that shit. What did I want to talk about up here? Mario thing? Mario ride? Oh, we're going to the Mario movie after this. That's what we're going to go fucking do. We were supposed to go yesterday. And we went in. It was funny. We went to like the IMAX theater, right? And they had like the fucking, you know, the reclining seats and everything. Our daughter's in the middle. She's all amped up. You know, we're both excited. You know, my wife's smiling, the greatest thing ever. You know, she's in a great mood. And we're just staring at this. The screen is just all green. And it has these 5 circles on it. And we're looking at it, and the movie's supposed to start at 11:30. Nothing happens. 11:35, nothing happens. And my wife, the lovely Nia, leans in. She goes, I think there's something wrong with the screen. I'm like, Gregor, what are you talking about? It's on, you know? They just haven't cranked it up yet. She goes, no, I think there's something wrong. I'm like, you're all right, you know? 11:40, still the green screen. And then she starts going like, what's funny, what gets my wife going? You know, for me, it's like fucking everything, right? Like I flip out over the dumbest shit. You know, like, and I can't even think. I can't, because it's so dumb. Like, I don't even remember it, you know? I just, you know what I do is I say really a lot. You know, like for some reason, whenever I get in my car, I have nothing in my hands. And by the time I get home, there's like 50 things I got to take out. And I drop the garage opener. And then I'll scream at the top of my lungs in my car, really? My wife never flips out, right? And she started flipping out, going like, you need to go out there and you need to say something. And it's like, to who? Like, I don't, the owner of this place, he's in some dark room like the guy in The Natural who owns the baseball team, right? 40-year reference, nobody got it. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, who am I supposed to talk to? The ticket terror? Like, does he also run the projector? And he's going to change the reel to reel. So finally, some woman comes walking in. She's like, okay, I got good news and I got bad news. She goes, good news is you're all going to get a refund. And everybody's like, oh, what the fuck? The bad news is the projector doesn't work, but you can... So now my daughter's upset. Yeah, you know what I mean? They want to see the movie, so we got to go back. Because we were maybe going to go see the 12 o'clock one, and then it became stressful. And I was like, no, fuck that. We'll come back tomorrow and sit in the right theater, and it'll be good. And unfortunately, my daughter wanted to get out of there, so she is half me at the end of the day, you know? She does have that, well, let's get the fuck out of here. Am I going to go, I want to do a little more chatting here. Before. This isn't bad, right? This isn't bad. I mean, you know, I rode that motorcycle last week and I can't get it out of my fucking head. Stupid. That's like I took a drink. I put that to bed. Motorcycle, LA, dumb. Motorcycle, LA, dead. I rode for 6 weeks 10 years ago before weed was legal, and I was like, fuck this shit, right? Forget about now. But there was, I don't know, it brought it all back. To the point, I actually was going to drive down to Largo. I was thinking it was at Largo, this show, not because I didn't know it was at the Troubadour, is because that part of my dad brain was like, motorcycle, Ducati store on La Cienega. And I was going to drive down, how much is this thing? Like my wife was going to give me the green light. Like, yeah, why don't you go do that? It's not hard enough that we have 2 kids, 6 and under. You know, it'd be great if your body got cut in half and you somehow lived. And then I had to bring you soup the whole fucking day as you laid there going, I'm sorry, I rode the 405. Anyway, let's do some of the questions from around the world. The world. How does this work, Andrew?
Well, people are on the chat.
People are on the chat, everybody.
So
they have are they sending in JPEGs for you to put onto the floppy disk to upload it and link everybody in so we can circle back?
The first full statement was he's wearing white sneakers to make himself look less translucent.
All right. Old bloodless Bill. It's always funny. It's always funny. Well, look at that. Look at you guys all turning on me. The first joke.
Some hellos from Norway, Georgia, Florida.
Norway. Those people are fucking animals. Dude, I did a show out there. I don't think I've ever seen people drink like they're fucking Vikings. They're maniacs. They all fucking... There was a guy, like when I was backstage, I did a show in Oslo, right, which is a really, really ritzy town. I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but like back in the day, Sweden conquered the lower third of Norway, right? And they just took the shit over. And they're like, fuck you, we're more Viking than you are, right? We're fucking your women, we're eating your food, and all you guys are going up north. Something like that. I didn't read the story, but that's basically how all conquering of land happens. And then you write a story like, God wanted us. That's the history. God wanted us to have this part of it. So long story short, in World War II, Sweden remained neutral, right? They didn't pick a fucking side. So that's how they became an economic power after World War II, because they were actually just the fact that they were still standing. So what they did was they basically looked the other way, because Norway was on the side of the Allies. So they looked the other way as the Nazis used their trains, minding our own business. Fucking angry Hitler showing up. Und first one goes to the fucking Norway. Hello, sir. You want to take the downtown 6 over there, and you can continue massacring people. We don't really have an opinion on it. And they just let him go in there and fuck everybody up. So at the end of the war, yes, Sweden became a power because they just the fact that they were still standing and every other fucking city was leveled. That's why today it's a really cool city to visit, because all the cool old buildings are still there. So, long story short, the fucking war ends, and Norway is in such a bad way. Oh, I forgot to say at the beginning, they somehow got the bottom third of their country back. Norway did before World War II. So then after Hitler went in there and did all the bullshit he did, the Germans, at the end of the war, Norway was so fucked up, they offered to sell the lower third of their country back to Sweden. And Sweden was just like, yeah, nah. We like the fact that you can't keep your head above water, and that lower third that we wanted and you wanted back so bad is now fucking gonna drag you under like an anchor, right? That's what they did. Here's the funny thing. The Norwegians discovered oil there. A whole bunch of it, and they made $1 zillion, and now Swedes take trains into their country and do the jobs that Norwegians don't want to do. Yeah. Some guy in Sweden told me that. He goes, yes, we are the Mexicans. That is what happens. So, you win some, you lose some. We remained neutral. Hitler was so complimentary of our blonde hair and our blue eyes, and we were like, oh, no, you shouldn't have. Would you like to take a choo-choo train into Norway? Kill some of those brown-haired people? You know what's funny about that part of the world? Everybody's like 6'5". So I was running into kids that were like 5'11", and their voice hadn't even changed yet. They were like 12 years old going, come on, Mom, I want to have it. But, speaking in whatever fucking, they were like taller than me. I felt like a Lilliputian. So anyway, so you're saying, yeah, so I went over and I did a show there, and there was a fucking guy backstage that had just gotten back from one of those Asian countries that fucking they do the Muay Thai. Thailand. There you go. Figured it out. Huh? Muay Thailand. I got it. He came back. The dude was fucking shredded and had one of the most savage beards I'd ever seen in my life. Like, it wasn't a beard. He just didn't shave. So it started under his eyes and just disappeared under his collar. I'm going, dude, what's going on with you, man? You look like a badass. And he's just like, it's like, well, it's every year.
I go over to Thailand, I got this shit beat out of me for 6 weeks. They are the best fighters in the world. Why wouldn't I go over to compete with them?
His fucking hairy face. None of them sound like that, by the way. All right, so what am I doing here?
Just a few more shout-outs. Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, there you go. Some of the most beautiful women in the fucking world. Come on, everybody. Nothing? No love for Puerto Rico on the West Coast? Jesus Christ.
Somebody said...
Didn't they have like a hurricane or something over there? Something happened, right? Didn't Hollywood pretend to care for like 6 weeks?
Yep.
We did, all right. That's how I know about those islands. That's the only time they talk about them if something bad happens. There was an earthquake in Haiti, right?
Yeah.
There was that ex-baseball player that took over the country in Cuba. No? All right. Why am I looking at you like you're going to hand me the questions? Am I reading them?
Well, the chat's going by quick, so I'm just going to hit you a few. We have emails that you'll read over there, but I just... I'll get into the emails then. Yeah, I just want to read a few more for the people online. They're playing a little bit of a bingo. You kind of already mentioned the Fed, Botox, and fatties in a pretty...
All right.
quick, I mean, so that's good. Everybody's checking
Hey, what is
those up.
Skinner not going to play Freebird? Jesus. How about a deep cut? You know what I mean? That comment really bugged me. That's like when you're on a couple's date and your wife gives you a little fucking dig. That's what that was. Yeah, that's 3 things he talks about. Oh, are you bored? Are you bored with the lifestyle, you fucking asshole? Do you guys want bread? Do you want bread? I'm not having bread. You can have it if you want the bread. These are the conversations you have on couples dates. You guys thinking dessert? Are we thinking dessert? What are we thinking? Are we thinking dessert? Do you know what annoys me? Is when I see 2 women, like, sitting eating with 2 spoons splitting a dessert. There's just something about that just fucking bugs me. You know what I mean? All the bitching that they do about how they're not free and they're oppressed by society. It's like, you out of your fucking mind. Do you know what would happen to me if me and Andrew sat outside and split a dessert with 2 fucking spoons and we're just sort of playing? I don't have hair, but whatever, just sort of... Do you have any idea what would have happened to me? Andrew, I've always wanted to, split a root beer float with you with 2 straws.
I'll check with your assistant.
All right, we'll do the ad read here. It's just the one, right?
Just the one, just say hello.
Oh, everybody around the world, look here. We have the solution for plastic bottles in the ocean. Liquid death. Liquid death. It's water, by the way. It's awesome. Cops think you're drinking and driving, then you go, aha, you wasted your time. Right? Can't beat me up for no reason. I'm white. Those are the rules. All right, liquid death. I love liquid death. I do. Somebody's doing something about this shit. I mean, they could have come up with a better name. It happens. That's like my wife watches The Real Housewives. The charity they have over there, it says homeless, not toothless is the name of the charity. We're not going to help you fucking get inside, but we will fix your teeth. I'm sick of looking at your broken smile when you live on when you're sitting under a fucking overpass during a rainstorm like a coyote. Oh, I feel so bad. Do you stop? Have you ever stopped and tried to help? No, you haven't. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like, you get it, driving by, it looks like something that you could do. I could change the world, right? You start to have that Michael Jackson music in your head. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm helping that toothless fuck. My 4-door sedan has paddle shifters. Do you want to make a world a better space? And then you get out of the car, you're like, God damn, these people are fucking... Wild animals don't smell this bad. I can't help this shit. I would need a fire hose. Do they have any leftover fire hoses from the race riots they've had out here? Can I go to there's no racism in LA. It's only in Boston and in the South. Just because every time the Lakers win a championship, they tip a police car over, that's an expression of joy that people... All right, sorry. Liquid death, everybody. I love liquid death. Also known as alcoholism. No Leaving Las Vegas fans? You've heard me talk about their mountain water and flavored sparkling drinks. Oh, this is like the 1950s when they actually had the fucking ads right here. Wait a second. They had the products. They have now 3 flavors of iced tea. Grim Leafer, Rest in Peach, and Armless Palmer. Oh, this is Rest in Peach right here. Come on. They're cute jokes. You can tell them to your kids. Huh? These cans of iced teas are lightly sweetened, all right? They're a little light in the loafers. With 6 grams of premium agave, like the top shelf tequila, only 30 calories. Huh? Who here has an eating disorder? You can get behind that, right? If you drink this and then make yourself puke, that is negative calories when you're starting off with only 30, all right? Ladies, are you going for the thigh gap? Huh? Do you want to not get your period anymore so you can get acting work? Come on. Let's try. I like these new posts that people are making. This is me at 170. This is me at 200. This is me at 220. I love all 3 of these versions. It's like, well, you're becoming a fat fuck. I don't know if you've noticed. I just want to be on the right side of history and let you know that you're going to be telling a story at the Heart and Ball fucking stroke ball fucking extravaganza. These cans of iced teas are lightly sweetened with 6 grams of premium agave, only 30 calories, and provide a microdose. There's the big word. I'm microdosing. I don't want to deal with the mess of my life. Of 30 grams of caffeine per tall boy. The iced teas are also enhanced with B vitamins. Liquid Death is not, capital letters, look at that, all caps, not loaded with sugar. Try Liquid Death's new iced teas, water or flavored sparkling water. They're available now with free shipping on Amazon and retailers near you. Monday Morning Podcast listeners get 20% off their first Liquid Death apparel purchase. You in mainland China, do not order this shit. That's how they find that you do the bootleg cable. That's what they did back in the day. It was a big sting operation. Available at liquiddeath.com/Burr. Hey, do you remember that back in the day? That's how they used to get people back in the day. They used to have black box, right? If you didn't want to pay for cable, you'd buy the black box, you'd get all the fucking channels. And then when they wanted to bust people, no, that was criminals. It wasn't just regular people stealing. Oh, if you had like warrants, what they did was they mailed out to all these people with warrants that they had won like a new fucking, giant big box TV, and you had to come down and claim it. And all these fucking idiots went down there, and they're sitting there going, all right, you won too. Wow, a lot of shady people seem to have won this thing, right? Yeah, I know you. Didn't we try to stab each other? What the fuck are you doing here? By the time they figured it out, they all got arrested. And that was the end of that. Anybody here microdosing? Huh? Yep. You are? Right there? How, that's working for you? Yeah. What are you going to do? I guess it works. Am I really going to shit on it? Microdosing? That's like coffee. I drink coffee. It's like, hey, drink coffee. It'll wake you up. It's like it doesn't wake you up. It blocks the signals that tell you need to go to sleep. That's what you're still tired, right? Sorry, are you guys all coffee drinkers? Is that what's happening here? What do you mean? Okay. First agave, then microdosing, now coffee. What next? Huh? Man buns? Is that what we're gonna go after? I didn't come here for this fucking bullshit. All right, we're gonna read some of the things here. Oh, I'm sorry, somebody's chatting. What's the matter, sir? Huh? Are you thinking about leaving? Is it too long? All right, we're going to go universal on this. All right, who here is excited to have me read some of the listeners' readings? Huh? Oh, come on! You could do better than that! Yeah, there we go. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. I always love that. You can do better than that. It's like, well, yeah, we could, but the first response was the honest one. I can always pretend that I'm more excited. By the way, this is why I have back problems. This is how I sit. I sit on my lower spine. This is from the beginning of my life. I don't want to fucking do that. Why am I here? All right, Steve Jobs, everybody. Steve Jobs. You know who the new Steve Jobs is? Is that laminated-faced, hair-plugged cunt on Twitter. What do you mean, which one? The guy who fucking bought it. The Tesla guy. My wife has a Tesla. Every time she's in the driveway and she's backing up and I just hear... It sounds like there's a Great Dane outside that needs to get fed. Then I hear her pulling forward, and I'm like, okay, good, she got it in the spot. It's like, Jesus Christ, just take out the shrub already. Those skin cancer mobiles, like, why does the fucking windshield, like, go past your goddamn head? Like, another buddy of mine has one. The whole top of the car is just fucking opened up. I think it's for population control. They're gonna try to take us out with melatonin. All I know is I don't know why everybody thinks that guy's amazing. Let me tell you right now, somebody who has like fucking like Botox face and a hair system, you're gonna look at them like, yeah, man. This guy has the answers. It's like, this guy's looking in a mirror like, I don't like the way I look. I reject aging. I reject it. To me, he looks like space Christopher Walken. Like, you know when you go in a wax museum, they're like, this is Christopher Walken. You're like, sort of, but that's not him. That's what he... Yo,